I'm going to be showing you 3 stages from my past gym lifestyles that really got me to where I am today. What got me from skinny to actually getting jacked, what I thought was healthy versus what actually was healthy and what was actually holding me back. I'm going to be showing you my eating strategy for each, my training mistakes, my mindset and my goals at the time, and just my overall lifestyle, what I was really living, and then just kind of a reflection of each of them. And the main idea of this video is to just kind of show you that even at certain stages of my gym lifestyle, I thought I was doing these things right, but it was actually holding me back so much. And I just had completely different mindsets at each time. And maybe you have one of these mindsets and you're just not getting the progress that you want, and you know you need to make a switch but you don't know exactly what you need to do. Well, I'm going to be going over each and every stage and showing you what I was doing wrong and why it was actually holding me back. So the first stage was when I was just getting started. This is when I was pretty skinny. I did have about 3 months into the gym in this picture because I mean, I guess I don't really look horrible, but I did start kind of like skinny fat, and then I did shred some weight because I really wasn't eating much. But starting out with my nutrition, I was really eating whatever I wanted at all. I did not care about macros, nutrients, nothing. I had no nutrients in my diet. As you can see on these pictures on the right, I was eating chicken nuggets, pancakes. I was not eating anything that was actually healthy. And obviously, this is why I wasn't feeling the best. This is why I was waking up with not very high energy and going to school not feeling great, falling asleep, taking naps all the time. I was just constantly tired, constantly low energy. I didn't have a lot of energy in the gym, but I was only training when I had free time. So obviously, I wasn't taking this that seriously at first. It was kind of just a side thing. I knew I wanted to get in the gym and like actually get big, but I wasn't actually putting in that kind of effort yet. I was only just first starting out and just first learning things about everything. So I was going in there doing completely random workouts, never touched a dumbbell, only doing machines, whatever was open, I was doing it. And I was really only going when I had free time. So mostly just the weekends. And my mindset was that I just wanted to get big. I just wanted to gain weight. I was seeing these people on social media, seeing these absolutely jacked people, and I wanted to get like them. I just wanted to get big, and I thought it was as easy as just going to the gym whenever I had time. But this is why I didn't make too much progress, and this is why I kind of stayed stuck at this skinnier physique for such a long time. And my lifestyle was horrible. I was getting 5 to 6 hours of sleep every single day. I had no type of daily routine. I'd wake up, I'd scroll social media, I'd play video games all day, blast blue light into my eyes, blast artificial light into my eyes right before bed, and just got absolutely terrible sleep. This is also why I wasn't at all recovering properly, and I was just eating whatever I wanted. I wasn't actually training with any type of routine. My mindset was I just wanted to get big. I just wanted to gain weight. That is the only thing I thought that mattered. I didn't think, oh, I have to dial these things in. Oh, I have to fix this, change this, actually build a routine, actually build out steps into my life. And my lifestyle was just horrible. Everything was holding that progress back from actually getting big, from actually gaining the muscle. And that's why I stayed stuck for so long. But then after so long, I was seeing all of these videos on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I was just seeing all of these people living this gym bro type of lifestyle. Everyone talking about chicken and rice, talking about pre workout, protein powder, all of that stuff. And this is what my lifestyle started to revolve around. I was eating chicken and rice every single day. I had no real nutrients in my diet, and I was just living off stimulants, living off of energy drinks and pre-workout. As you see on the right here, I was drinking 2 to 3 energy drinks with pre-workout every single day. Even on rest days, I just needed that caffeine because I had no real energy. I was just purely fueled by this synthetic caffeine. And on top of that, my training was 6 days a week. Very, very high volume. I was doing 20 sets easily of every single muscle. I was just absolutely destroying my body. I was completely overtraining, and it was not at all optimal for any type of muscle gains. This is why I was putting on such little amounts of muscle. And I mean, yes, I was getting bigger. As you can see, I was getting slightly bigger, but I could have made way, way more progress if I simply had my training dialed. The training is one of the easiest parts, and I had this training messed up for so long. It held back so many gains from me. And my mindset was just wanting to get lean. I thought that what I was doing is exactly what was going to get me there. I had no clue about calories or macros or micros or any of that stuff. All I cared about was I wanted to get lean, I wanted to get jacked, and I thought what I was doing was right. And this is exactly why I wasn't getting lean and absolutely jacked, because my nutrition wasn't dialed. My training was completely overtraining. So I was diminishing my return on the investment of actually going to the gym. And then my lifestyle on top of that, I was actually, I don't know why, but out of all things, I knew that I should be getting 8 hours of sleep. I had no clue about macros, no clue about micros, did not have optimal training, but I knew I should be getting a good amount of sleep. So I was getting 8 hours of sleep every single day, but it did not matter because the 8 hours were then fueled by 800 milligrams of caffeine, multiple energy drinks, pre workout, and then blasting my eyes with blue light before bed, staying up until 3 a.m., just playing video games, not going outside, not getting any sun, no movement outside of the gym. I was probably getting like 3 to 5,000 steps a day, maybe. And this is why I looked like this. This is why I had that lower fat on my body. It's because I wasn't moving outside of the gym. My sleep was horrible. So I wasn't actually recovering properly. My hormones were all out of place, especially because my sleep was so terrible when your hormones are actually resetting. And my mindset was that I just wanted to get lean. And what I was doing, I thought was perfect. So I didn't even bother at the time making any type of adjustments to anything, which is why I stayed stuck at this physique for so long. Now, after so long of staying stuck at that physique, I knew I had to make a change. So, what I ended up doing was thinking that I needed to bulk. I thought after trying to get all of that fat off, I thought what I actually should be doing is putting on more muscle. And I thought to put on more muscle, I had to put on a bunch of fat, as you can see. So, my nutrition was absolutely terrible. It was just based around protein and calories. I actually started caring about how much protein, how much calories I was eating. I was even tracking my calories. Now, I think I was in like a 700, 800 calorie surplus, absolutely crazy. Because what I really believed is that I have to put on a good amount of fat to actually build muscle. I have no idea why I put on this much fat, but all I focused my meals and everything around was protein and calories, and it was all just ultra processed food. None of it was actually good. As you can see, I was eating a bunch of protein bars, a bunch of protein powder every single day. I was getting like at least 300 grams of protein every single day, which was much, much more than I needed by far. And on top of that, I still didn't at all change my training. I was still training 6 days a week with a very, very high volume, 20 sets per muscle group, 3 hours in the gym. And then on top of all of that, no movement outside of the gym, no sun, no lifestyle whatsoever outside of the gym, outside of these high protein, high calorie meals. And all I wanted to do was lean bulk. As you can see, I did not stay lean. I ended up just putting on a bunch of fat and minimal muscle. And I even thought that since I was getting so much stronger that I was just putting on a bunch more muscle, but in reality, it's just because I was putting on so much weight and very, very minimal muscle, which is why I gained so much fat and it took so much longer to get all of that fat off. So, yes, I wanted to lean bulk, and yes, I had the goal in mind of getting jacked for summer, but my Nutrition was completely out of place. Yes, I was prioritizing protein, which was good, but I had no clue what micros even were yet, and everything was ultra processed. My gut was absolutely destroyed. I was inflamed. I was training 6 days a week, 3 hours in the gym, wasting my time in the gym, overtraining, not actually being able to recover. My sleep was still horrible, going to bed at 3 a.m., blasting my eyes with blue light and not getting any actual real deep sleep. So I wasn't really recovering. My hormones were completely out of place. But after so many different trial and errors, I did so much research. I learned so much more than I knew before. And I knew I had to make a change. I was seeing these people jacked on Instagram. And I knew that what I was doing just must not be right if I'm not able to get lean, if I'm not able to put or get rid of all of that fat. So I locked in and actually finally started learning more and more, did a bunch of research. And after so long, I finally tried out this diet where I was prioritizing real foods, nutrient dense foods, zero ultra processed stuff, no tracking anymore. I got rid of the tracking because obviously tracking foods was not, or tracking my macros was not working for me before. So instead of focusing purely on macros, I started focusing on my micros, my nutrients, and that all of my food was coming from real sources. I started focusing on eating quality, nutrient dense foods. I finally fixed my training. I started going 5 days a week, but a much, much lower volume, but very high intensity, spending 45 minutes, maybe an hour in the gym at a time. And then my mindset was just very high motivation, very high drive because I developed this high test lifestyle, these optimal hormones, this optimal hormone health. And it just gave me this high motivation, this high drive, zero brain fog, high focus, high energy all throughout the day. My lifestyle was absolutely dialed in. I was getting movement, getting sun every single day. And then I just had all of these high test habits. I ditched the endocrine disruptors. I ditched the ultra processed food. I ditched the horrible habits that were holding me back. And I developed this high testosterone optimal lifestyle. And that's actually why I finally made real progress, because I didn't just have maybe one or two things dialed. I dialed everything in with the right things, because it really is almost like a puzzle. You have to have all of the pieces placed together to actually have the whole picture. If you only are optimizing your nutrition, yes, maybe you're eating those nutrient dense foods, maybe you're eating and getting all your micros in and actually dialed with nutrition. But if your lifestyle is out of place, you're not going to make those real results. You have to have every puzzle piece dialed in to make those real results. And that's exactly what I did. And that's how I got to this physique. That's how I finally shredded the fat. That's how I finally built the muscle, built the high testosterone lifestyle, and just got to where I finally wanted to be, where I was trying to get for so long. In every single one of these, I had the same goal in mind: getting big, getting jacked, getting lean, but I was never actually able to do it because I never had everything dialed in. But once I dialed it all in and dialed in the right habits, the right lifestyle, the right nutrition, everything fell into place. My hormones started working optimally to shred the fat, to build the muscle, and get to where I wanted to be. Now, like I said before, I kind of just wanted to explain where I was at in all of my past stages of my lifestyle, what I was doing right, what I was doing wrong, what was holding me back, and how I fixed it to actually get to this high testosterone lifestyle that got me real results and just makes me feel absolutely amazing. High energy, high motivation, high drive every single day, living my peak lifestyle, functioning ap- absolutely optimally at my peak. Now, this is all that I have for you guys, but if you're serious about getting results, serious about taking your lifestyle to that next level and building that high testosterone lifestyle to actually get those real results, to function optimally, and to just be at your peak, you can book a free call with me that's linked in my bio, and we'll see if you're a good fit for my one-to-one program. But thank you guys so much for watching.